I talked about criticism a couple days ago. Two other things that really stood out when I was kind of thinking about what's important on how I handle criticism. Good morning! It's Saturday. No big plans yet for the day, but I don't know, everybody's feeling pretty good. The kiddo is a little less sick, and we got some good sleep. I feel pretty good, so let's get this awesome day started. And Elmo was like, it's not that Zoe can't do it, it's that Zoe can't do it yet. I really like sharing with you. What a great song! That was awesome! That was so cool! We are going to Best Buy and then getting some lunch. I need a USB-C card reader. I need a memory card reader. Hopefully it just easily fits into USB-C. I don't know, I've got all these different cameras and stuff now, and they all have memory cards, and it's a pain in the butt to have cords to try to plug in everything. So I'm just getting a card reader. Hopefully that will make my life easier. I might get a new lens too.
What?
Back at the Hancock, going to get lunch at the Cheesecake Factory. There was a mini meltdown because she couldn't push the revolving door herself. So now she's outside crying. I'm inside the Cheesecake Factory by myself. The crew is back together again. They didn't have my lens at Best Buy, they were sold out. So her and I are on a adventure home by ourselves. We had to leave Lynette to go get her hair cut. Putting away the Blue Apron, right? Doing Blue Apron again this week. We go off and on. I do Blue Apron some weeks, or Lynette cooks some weeks. You can skip deliveries of Blue Apron, so you don't have to kind of just keep getting it if you don't like it. It's a really good service. All right, kiddo is down for a nap. That went really easily, thank goodness. What's important on how I handle criticism, because I get quite a lot of it. One, it's gather it. Our tendency is to just be super reactive, I think, to criticism, and we tend to, as soon as we hear something, before we've really decided whether or not this is good criticism, before we recognize if there's an overall better solution to the things that we get criticism on, we just react and we do something, and that's a really bad idea. We need to gather this stuff and react later.
I'm kind of trapped here by a kitty cat.
The other aspect of criticism that kind of struck me was self-criticism. There was a recent vlog post I did that I thought I thought it was one of my worst. Just visually, I did it up on the top of this Home Depot. It was one of these things where I was like, man, I gotta struggle to kind of get out of the house and just go anywhere. And then I found myself on this roof of Home Depot and I filmed it there. The sound quality was terrible. I thought maybe my point was a little bit muddy. I mean, I kind of felt like I was making some sort of point that I thought would resonate with people, but I still thought I didn't really connect the dots in my head well enough. And so here I am, like, being really self-critical of this post, up to the point where I almost considered, you know what, maybe I need to just, like, bail on it and just do something else and publish basically like a montage of my day and really, like, eliminate any kind of topic from this vlog, which is what I usually do. That vlog post I didn't even want to publish. I've had a really great supporter, a guy named Casper. Shout out to Casper. He's been watching a lot of these, and he said this was his favorite one so far, right? I mean, isn't that a little strange? You know, here's this one that I thought was my worst, and yet it connected with someone, and it's the best. Something is wrong with my criticism. So what do you do about that inner critic that stops you from getting something done? I think that the simplest thing that we've implemented, that I've implemented in my own personal life, is just deadlines, whether it's the fact that I have to get a vlog out every single day. It forces me to publish something, even if my inner critic is shouting like, no, this isn't good enough. I have to publish it, right? And so it silences the silly thoughts and you know the trolling that my own inner critic does to myself and my own creativity. And we do the same thing at High Rise. We have these train schedules where we are forced to ourselves into a release schedule, because if we don't, that inner critic kind of just keeps coming up again, and we're like, that's not good enough. And it surprises me how often internally there's this nagging feeling like, oh no, that's not good enough, and it turns out to be one of the most well used features or well read articles or well watched vlog posts. I hope some of those thoughts on criticism are helpful, from either dealing with it from the outside world or dealing with it from internally. Kind of funny. I just got shipped a replacement pair of propellers for the Mavic Pro. It's just a single pair of propellers. I didn't even realize when I ordered it that it would just be a single pair of replacement propellers. But it's a good thing I've got these. I ended up crashing the drone on Friday. Breaking one of the propellers. So I crashed the drone at base camp. The drone seemed like it was drifting a little bit. It's probably because, I think it might be because I didn't recalibrate the compass for a new place I was flying. I also, though, noticed, and this may have happened on the crash or it may have happened before, but the propeller is definitely, like, cracked. But you can see it's like chipped right there. Anyway, so because of that crack, I don't know. It still flew okay after the crash, so maybe it's been flying like this for a while. Anyway, I'm gonna have to replace it. I don't know how to get this off. I know it's like a quick release, but was it a twist? There we go. There we go. Right. Well, that wasn't so bad. I don't have a ton of drone advice yet. One thing I think it would be make sure you buy some spare propellers. I've cracked these on a toy drone I've had now a couple times. Clearly I've started cracking these on a more even easily controllable drone. Buy some spare propellers. If you're new here, please subscribe. I upload a new video every day talking about everything under the sun, from business and marketing and product design to running and trying to help live and make a family go at the same time. And if you've been watching these, please hit the thumbs up. I could use all the help I can spreading these things, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.